Good afternoon and welcome to Irish Web TV. Well, I am so lucky today. Here I am in Quivvy Church in Belturbet in County Cavan, the home place of award-winning singer-songwriter, music producer Don Mescall, who I am here in his studio today. And also with me, I'd like to introduce Annetta Brides, who is the Assistant Arts Officer in Cavan County Council. Now, if you have not this date in your diary, please put it in. October the 12th, 13th and 14th is Drumlinia Music Industry Week. Yes, and that's what we're going to talk all about here today. Good evening, Don. And good evening, Annetta.
Lovely to see
I am
you.
thrilled to have you here, and we're here in this beautiful, oh my goodness, such a journey down here. Fabulous place. Wonderful.
Thank you
It's so pensive and so just so apt for what you do here. Music.
I'm extremely blessed to be here. I mean,
It
I
is absolutely
love
wonderful.
the area, I love Cavan, and I have some wonderful neighbours, and it's here on Quivvy Island, and this little church was built in the 1800s, 1854.
It's a gem.
Yeah, by
an
Lord and Lady
absolute gem.
Lanesborough, and it's great. It's very
And
tan.
of course, we might throw in there as well that this church is no stranger to music, because Brendan Perry had been here previously
Previous
to you.
to me, the very talented Brendan Perry of Dead Can Dance, and he made a couple of albums here actually. So I felt the first time I came in here, even though it had been vacant for 5 years, I felt that it was a definite vibe, you know, there was a definite presence, a music presence here.
Energy.
An energy, exactly. And
Well, we certainly can feel that today.
yeah, and that was one of the reasons really that made my mind up about purchase, and you know, so yeah, it was great.
And on that note, I'd like to say hi to Robbie Perry, brother of Brendan. Hi, Robbie, who lives in Cavan, and we're great friends with him in Cavan TV. Now, Annetta, you're going to tell us all about the 3 wonderful days of this Drumlinia Music Industry Week. And again, we'll say the dates: 12th, 13th and 14th of October. There's an industry day, and there is a day of workshops, and then there's the listening rooms.
Absolutely. Well, Drumlinia is the brainchild of Don here. Like, you know, it's an amazing idea. Don has fantastic contacts in the music and media industry. So he approached us, Cavan Arts Office, and our partners in this event, Cavan Institute, to see would we come on board and try and get this project off the ground. When Don approached all of his contacts, they were all really willing to come on board, so it was fantastic. So with all of his contacts, we put a day together, an industry day, where we have a panel of experts who will speak about the highs and lows of the music industry, how to progress your career in
You've
it.
got it all in one sandwich there. Throw out some of the names of some of the people
Wow.
who will be in the industry day.
Absolutely. Well, we have Willie Kavanagh.
Yeah, Willie being the former director of EMI Music for 25 years in Dublin, so probably, you know, the biggest music industry kind of mogul, you know, in Ireland, would have signed all the acts, and also of course Willie is the chairman of IRMA, which is the Irish Recording Music Association, which is amazing, you know, because all the record labels are on his board. Very charismatic man. I happen to also run a little independent music record label with Willie. I know him a long time, trust him. He was actually the first person that I reached out to, because I just wanted to, you know, sort of throw the idea of him, see what he thought of it. And he said, look, I think this sounds like a really vibrant event, and it sounds like something that you should pursue, you know. Who else have we got there?
There's Barbara Gallivan.
Barbara, again, you know, I mean, I've known of Barbara for many, many years, publisher, former CEO of Screen Producers Ireland, looks after Bill Whelan's publishing. I mean, it doesn't get much bigger, to be honest. Knows a great song, and knows about the industry and the pitfalls and the advantages of being with a publisher, and how to make sure that you're covered and you're protected and you're promoted as you should be as a songwriter.
BP Fallon, come on, Encyclopedia of Music.
BP couldn't make it, but Dave Fanning.
Oh, Dave.
Dave Fanning, that's okay. Dave, well, I've known Dave a long, long time, and love him or hate him, Dave can be a very controversial.
But he knows his stuff.
But he knows his stuff. We call him, our friends that know him call him the human encyclopedia of music, and really like a guy with a great knowledge, but an underlying love of music. You know, I mean, you can be the biggest critic in the world, but if you don't love music, I mean, Dave will stay up all night, and he'll stay up all night telling you about what he loves, and I love that about him, and he's very credible. So I'm excited to have him on board.
Amazing. Angela Dorgan as well. She's CEO of First Music Contact. We also have Chris Kelly.
Chris Kelly, great guy. Chris runs the marketing manager of Sony Music Ireland, and Sony would be about the biggest record label in Ireland. So I thought it was important to go right for the top shelf. I've worked with Chris for a while now. Just again, charismatic guy, loves music.
We were speaking earlier, Don, and you said that what you would have given your right hand for years ago to get one of these persons
I know, it's
going
funny.
through your life.
In a lot of ways, that's the concept here.
Yeah.
The whole concept is that there are people that finish these finish these wonderful courses up at the institute, whether it be recording engineering,
multimedia,
drama. And it's difficult, because Cavan,
where next?
Where do you go? And the majority, the route normally is either Dublin or Cork, isn't it, or London, And that's certainly what I did in the beginning. I had to go to London. So the concept was, I wonder, could we really put Cavan on the map as an annual 1 week a year music industry, which entails all of that, which brings all of these people together. So the likes of the up and coming, whether it's drama students, whether it's people that have finished their courses, singers, songwriters, composers, people that
and
want to
even
write.
the background people as well, sound technicians, light
technicians,
technicians,
roadies,
so important.
Yeah.
all
of
set
it's important.
designers,
Yeah,
people who design covers for albums, people film score. I wanted to get all of those. We all did. We wanted to get all of that. This is a really sort of a vibrant energy, and if we can pull that off.
Yeah. So that's the industry day. Now, if anybody wants to do. Annetta, if anybody wants to go to that, to book.
Absolutely, and it's free. The industry day is free, which is amazing.
Where is
That's a credit to you guys.
Where is it?
It's in Cavan Institute on the Thursday.
Yeah.
Places are limited, so you must register, and you can register through cavanarts.ie or phone Cavan Arts office. We'll be very willing to help. Again, to have the calibre of all these people together in the one room.
In one room.
There's a few more in there, isn't there? Who else have we got?
We've Lottie Ryan.
Lottie, great. I followed Lottie's career for many years because her dad was a huge radio and TV presenter in his day. But Lottie, what I like about her, she's a real grafter. She's a great worker. She's so talented. She's also a dancer who won Dancing with the Stars. Nobody pushed her into that. She decided she'd go for it. She had tough opposition. And then she decided about 7 months ago, to have a go at podcasting.
I know, she's a working mother as well.
A working mother, beautiful child, a great husband. She decided to do podcasts, and then her podcast went to #1. I think that's just incredible. She's a motivated person. And she's really looking forward to coming on.
Podcasts are the way to go, let's face it.
Yes.
The music industry has changed.
So that's the industry day. Now we're moving on now. The next day, the workshops days. Now this.
Should we mention Mary though? I'm kind of excited.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Áine.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think it's such an amazing thing to have Mary Callery here because, as you know, she was the head of drama at RTE for many years. She's now working with Shinna Will. Larry Bass is a great friend of mine. I think Larry Bass is he's a breath of fresh air in film and TV and documentary in Ireland. And of course, that all ties in with another thing with the audiovisual courses and stuff like that. So to have Mary coming down, she's currently filming a series in Carlingford, a drama series in Carlingford. To have her in attendance here is pretty special. Sorry.
Okay, no, just how long will each of those people be speaking for on the day?
15-20 minutes?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so be there, get in there, watch it.
Get in, and for genuine people that have questions, if they want to email them into the Cavan Arts office, they can. There's a Q&A session before lunch.
Yeah, I must say Louise O'Reilly is MC in that.
Fantastic.
Yes, so get in there, get your questions done. Most interesting and most a day not.
Yeah, because you know what it is. It's the fact that you now have the opportunity to be in the same room as these people, but you also have the opportunity to ask that question that you wanted to ask and no one gave you the answer of. And as you said in the beginning, as a little butterfly, as you said in the beginning, what I would have given at the start of my career, or even halfway through my career, to be even in the same room as any. Keith Johnson is the director of marketing and membership at IMRO.
As you said already, Don, established musicians would be lucky to have 2 or 3 agents in the one room
Exactly.
together. But to have all of these people together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Not
amazing.
And
to be
next
missed.
year there'll even be more. So it's like, you know.
Now we're moving on to the workshops again. Fantastic. I mean, look! You're telling me about these people. Fantastic workshops, like especially the one that I'm going to go to.
What one are you going
the
to?
choral one.
Oh, the choral one with Basil Mead.
Now you're telling
Basil
me not
Mead,
to miss.
MBE. Yeah, I mean, I've known Basil and I've worked with the London Community Gospel Choir now for probably about 10 years. I've had them on records that I was producing and making. Basil is probably one of the most sort of enigmatic people that I know, an incredibly talented man who's so excited about coming over here. In fact, he rang me this morning by mistake.
You know what, Don? There's such a choice of workshops.
Oh, it's
You
amazing.
actually have to
Right.
pin yourself to the collar to pick what you really want to do.
Yeah, and you know, Basil he's just done Glastonbury with Elton John, and you know, like they
throw
play
out some of
regularly.
the other throw out some of the names
Annetta,
there.
what
We've got
was that
Emma
there?
King on percussion.
Amazing Emma King from up north, and she's an incredible percussionist. And
Yeah, we have Emmanuel Conte's saxophone.
listen, Emmanuel Contes. Anytime that I'm ever making a record that I can even get to work with this guy, the last record that I made that he played on, we recorded in Sardinia, in Italy, and he's just one of the most incredible soprano sax players I've heard of in a long, long time. Who is it?
There's 2 different guitar workshops. There's Paul Sherry, solo guitar.
Paul Sherry, local guy. This is going to be a great workshop for people who love electric guitar, because Paul, as I've got to know since I moved over here, is not only an amazing guitar player, but he's a fun guy, and he's going to dissect the world's best known rock solos. And how great is that? And there's going to be 2 guitars at his workshop. He's going to be playing one. He's going to invite people up, and he's literally going to go through these amazing rock solos that everybody knows, and he's going to break through and break them down, break down the code and say this is how they did it.
And then there's the other James Shannon.
James Shannon, Chet Atkins style guitar is a very, very sought after. Not everybody can do it, but I think every guitar player would admit to wanting to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And James is an incredible Chet Atkins player.
Now I'm going to mention Celine Byrne for 2 reasons. Celine is doing a master class with selected people.
Yeah, Annetta,
Okay.
you talk about that. It's great.
That's in the Connaughty Centre. Both Basil Mead and Celine will be in the Connaughty Centre. Now, Celine, there will only be 4 chosen for that. It's very niche, Celine is playing that evening in
Yes, we're going to mention
Cavan
that.
Cathedral.
Fantastic.
So that's going
Fantastic
to be
evening
amazing
planned,
as
and
well.
that is another gig we have to tell you about in Cavan Cathedral on the 13th.
Yes.
A wonderful evening. Was it? Celine Byrne is the performer.
Celine Byrne is
Mary
Kennedy,
Mary
the wonderful
Kennedy
Mary Kennedy,
is going
TV
to
presenter
compare
and author, is the host of the evening.
Musical director Áine Tackney.
Amazing local girl. Wow, what an incredible. And I've been working with Áine now for the last couple of months working on this, and I've realised that again there's such amazing talent in and then there's a local girl, Quivvy Sorlis, classically trained singer,
award-winning singer.
award-winning. What an amazing young lady.
A night not to be missed. And also as well, that's working out well because the proceeds of that evening are going to go towards the beautiful restoration of the church.
Yes, for Father Kevin.
Yes.
For funds.
So that's
a great
a
evening
portion
not
of that
to be
goes
missed.
to that, and it's
you can
great.
get your tickets from the Presbytery
Yes.
and from Multisound.
From Ulster, and they're also now online at townhallcavan.com.
Online in Town Hall.
Yeah, for those people that can't get to the.
Pop into the box office, or you can just get them online, no problem.
Okay.
That's going to be a great evening. It's
It
going to be a
is.
great evening. It's a venue that's, I think, it's so special
It's very special.
that you guys like, and I love going in there. There's a certain kind of, I know I live here, but I do love going in there into the cathedral. And Father Kevin is such a lovely guy, and what he's trying to do is coming from such the right place. So I think that'll be, and I've been working with Celine here, and that's the connection I'm making and producing Celine's new album. So when I took her in, I took her for lunch one day, and I took her in to visit the cathedral, and I said, "What do you think of this building?" And she said, "Oh my God, I adore it." And I said, "Well, would you consider doing a show here?" And she said, "Absolutely." So that's how that happened. That's
That's how it happened. Well, that's a date not to be missed.
Absolutely. But going back to the workshops, Áine, they're only €10. you know, and tickets can be obtained again from the Town Hall website or pop into the box office, or if you've any trouble, ring Cavan Arts office and we'll be only willing to help.
Which is amazing. It'll be 10 euros to be in the same room as...
The only trouble is picking which one you want to go to.
Well, we tried, go on.
Some of the workshops are very niche, so capacity is low, so if you have any interest at all, make sure and book. Really,
and really kind of do your homework on what one you want to go to, you know.
We tried to schedule them out so that they would complement each other, that you could go from one to the next. You know, you can't always please everybody, but we have tried our best, and hopefully if you don't get to one this year, there'll always be next year.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, let's get to the listening rooms. Great concept. Is this your idea again, Don?
I think yes.
Right, tell us about it.
Well, I mean, look, you know, I'm just working with all of these talented people at the arts department and on the campus, but I suppose the idea of the listening room really came from a performance point of view, because earlier in my career, when I decided that I would like to become a singer-songwriter, I was playing a lot in pubs in Ireland, and this is before I moved to the UK. And you know, even though there's nothing wrong with that, and that was a good living at the time, and it was a great way of learning my performance skills, but it was very hard to take that audience and say, now here's a song I wrote about how I feel, right? Because, you know, people go to pubs and they want to hear American Pie, or they want to hear this, and they want to have a good time. So the atmosphere, the setting isn't the right place for songs that lyrics are important in. So I came up with the idea of a listening room, because even by the name, by the nature of it, that's what you do. That's where you go when you want to listen to these artists.
Okay, so there's venues around Cavan Town.
Yes, they're all unsigned, unpublished and unmanaged artists. And the calibre of what has come in, well, Annetta will tell you.
Absolutely amazing. But first, can I say a big thank you to all the venues that have come on board. Myself and my colleague Danielle approached shops and cafes around town, and they were all delighted to come on board.
Amazing.
It's a lovely idea.
There was an open call then for musicians to submit an original
And we'd
song
like to say as well, we were speaking earlier, it's from all over, not just Cavan, all over.
But the calibre that have submitted piece of music is
very high, isn't it?
It's actually mind-blowing. Like, it's really exciting.
It is very exciting.
We were
so
really
tell us about this. So out of this, Don, what's going to happen?
Well, I think first of all, we, you know, a kind of a subcommittee or whatever picks 10 of these acts or artists to play in these 10 venues, which, you know, you have to have a limit on things, unfortunately, you know, but hopefully maybe next year it might be 20. And then out of those 10, they get to perform for maybe 20-minute set, all original set. But the difference being that in the performance space that they're performing, there will be a sound engineer and a little lighting rig. Everything will be set up for them. And then they'll be recorded live. And then they'll be able to choose themselves, maybe at a later date, which of their songs that they performed, which will be put forward for a CD, a recording, a live CD. And that CD will be available for people to buy, and it'll be available that businesses will be selling it around town.
They're going to work with you. You're going to work with them on a one-to-one basis.
Oh yes. So then there's going to be another kind of a sort of independent adjudicating panel that will pick one person on the day that they feel is you know, deemed the person that should come and work with me for a day here in the studio. And albeit that might be, they might want to work on maybe a song that they've started to write, or, you know, because I do songwriting workshops, or that we might end up recording the song. I mean, I'm leaving it open because I think that's the best thing, because you don't want to stress anybody out. But I'm really looking forward to it, because I love people coming to work with me, and so it's exciting, and I imagine it'll be a little bit exciting for whoever decides to.
Absolutely, it'll be a great day in town. So come along, like, come in, have a cup of coffee, watch these amazing artists. Can you name
some of the shops that are, the stores that are
Absolutely. Doing? Well, a lot of the cafes, there's Cafe Mana, Latida, Insomnia, Noel Tierney and Multisound is going to provide his venue, Cavan Gifts, to name but a few. Again, we will post up all details on Cavan Arts or on our social media channels as well, once we've established the artists and where they're most suitable to.
So you're working on that at the moment?
We'll work on that, and once, you see, the closing date was just yesterday. So once the chosen 10 have been decided upon, then we'll...
Yeah, and it filled really quickly, which is just kind of gives you an indication of, I suppose, the support and the interest in it. And you know what? You know, sometimes magic happens. So who knows what will come out of that? You know, and I'm really excited about that, and I'm excited about the interest in it. and excited about meeting that person and listening to them all, because I love music, I love songs. So.
Yeah, and they've all been amazing. Like my colleague had it on in the office, and I asked who was she listening to, and she said that's one.
Wow.
The applicants.
Yeah. Really looking
really
forward to
brilliant,
that.
yeah.
So there's one new fan that applicant already has, you know.
Yeah.
So that's and I think wonderful things next year will happen from it. There will definitely be a concert in the town hall called the Listening Room Concert.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Now that's where I was going to come to, sort of an ending there, Don. You've told us about the Industry Day, the workshops and the listening rooms, but you are going to work up to bigger and better next year.
Yeah, I had this dream that I think, if you're maybe you can be more objective about something when you haven't been here. Like, I'm not from Cavan, so this is only my third year here. But there's an incredible kind of an artistic flame that burns in Cavan, whether it be in the sort of drama, writing, singing.
Yeah,
you
and that's
feel it
in the
the
last
town.
few years. You feel it, don't you? In the last few years.
There's an energy.
Yeah.
There definitely is an energy.
And the town hall brings it all together.
Yeah, there's some great people, Paul and Lisa and all those people. So I kind of felt, wow, you almost want to tell the rest of the world about this
come
magic
listen,
that's
come
going
watch
on
us,
here.
yeah.
Come on down here, because things... So next year I think we all see it as a week-long event that will include not alone live shows all over town and maybe a big marquee and all of that, but the facility for all of these people that are on these different courses at the Institute to get live experience for amazing...
But that's where I'm going to give you, Don. I'm going to give you a minute to that camera. And you're going to tell all these young people out there your dream. You have a dream.
Yeah.
And your dream for them is...
Well, I mean, look, I think that the Cavan Music Industry Week, as it will become next year, will be a big event, and I think there's an opportunity there for whether you're a composer, a producer, an engineer, a roadie, a set designer, drama, sound, someone that likes to or has the idea or has the dream of writing music for screen, for movies. All of these things, the hope will be that from this year onwards, there'll be a kind of a magnet here that will draw these people from all of these industries that have these skill sets. And then you don't have to go to Dublin or Cork. And there's nothing wrong about going to Dublin or Cork or London, but there will be opportunities here in Cavan, because I think the infrastructure allows it, but also there's this kind of there's a little bit of magic here. And all I'm trying to do is and what we're trying to do and the arts and the institute is to just start to facilitate that happening.
That's exactly, folks, and that's what we're telling you about today. Drumlinia Music Industry Week. Put it in your diary, 12th, 13th and the 14th of October. And don't forget the wonderful concert in Cavan Cathedral on the 13th with Celine Byrne and guests. Well, thanks again to...
Thank you all.
And thanks for being in your studio today. It's wonderful. It's my first time in a sound studio.
Oh, wow.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a joy having you here.
And thank you for the lovely scenery. We'll have a look around Quivvy Church on the way out, and it was great to be down here today. But like I say, Cavan, as Don came here 3 years ago and he fell in love with the place, and he's telling everybody how wonderful it is. But Cavan is a hub of the arts. We've got the town hall, and as you say, like we've got Philip. I can't throw names out because I'll leave somebody out if I mention anybody. Cavan's, we're hot on the arts. That's what we are in Cavan, and this is the next best thing. After Cavan Calling, this is the next best thing now. Drumlinia Music Industry Week, 12th, 13th and the 14th of October, and it's the brainchild of Don Mescall. Don,
I can't take all the credit for it though, you know what I mean? It's just having these wonderful people, and Katrina and Danielle and Annetta and Sue at the Institute and all of those people. They're all...
it's a good team, and
it's
we're all working really well
team.
together. Everybody's bringing something different to the table, and it's just it's really positive. There's a great vibe about it.
Great vibe. We had a meeting there yesterday for about 2 or 3 hours, and it was just great. It was just, I felt energized after it.
Great.
But even everybody you've approached, Don, has been so positive and enthusiastic.
So positive. Everybody came back so positive and just wanted to be a part of it. And even people that couldn't make it this year. I mean, I didn't tell you this, but I had the most interesting text last night. When I put up the little thing about the Drumlinia thing, I got a text from my friend Stella Parton, Dolly's sister in Nashville. And she said to me, "My God, that sounds amazing, that I've just looked through the thing on the town hall, the link." And I said, "Well, would you like to come here next year and maybe talk about what it's like to have a career as a woman and she said, I'm there, honey.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Stella Barton next
So
year.
breaking
Cavan
news
on
for
the map.
next year.
Yeah, no, she
Breaking news
just
for
straight away
next
she said,
year.
oh my God, I'm coming. You know, so
Great
it's
stuff.
we're going to have amazing people coming to Cavan.
Well, there you are. I want to end the note as well. It's great to have somebody like Don in Cavan. You're songwriting, you're an award-winning singer and songwriter, and your songs have been recorded by so many all over the world. And I just want to throw in the Backstreet Boys because I love them, and the song "Trouble Is" great stuff.
so
Thank you.
much. Thank you
So
so
that's
much.
it, and everybody.
You were obviously a fan of the Backstreet Boys.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Nice guys.
So that's it. That's it. Thank you for watching us on Irish Web TV, and we're down here today in Quivvy Church in Belturbet in County Cavan in the company of Annetta Brides, Assistant Arts Officer in Cavan County Council, and Don Mescall. Thank you for having us here today, Don.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.